Right, while it's playing, I can't add any music on because YouTube keeps stopping me monetization, so I've got to add all my own special sound effects. And Reaper, Radders and Ade, YouTube, Google, Facebook, that's me, the gaffer. So hang on a minute. SESKU Models Live, SESKU Season 8, 2025. Follow us on Facebook. That were Radders. Jimmy, Reaper, Ade, God, about 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, boobies, the only one. Ching! Enjoy the show. Determination brings success. Good evening, everybody. Cheers out of the old SESKU Cup. I'm going to start there because I'm setting somebody up to fail there. What did you think to me intro? If you're watching it live, which one of you are, and that's probably James anyway on his second monitor, I'll expect a thumbs up with that. Get your comments in. We are live. We have got a special guest on tonight. I'm going to introduce the boys, and then we're actually just going to watch a little video of down at club today. If you've watched that already, going to watch it again because we haven't, have we? So I've got quite a bit to go through. I am a little bit different today because last weekend I stopped smoking because I had too many comments sent to me personally saying, why don't you just lick the bottom of your tobacco dish, Mark? Because you're literally chain smoking on video and it's not a good look. So I've stopped smoking, I've changed jobs, and I've started dieting. Now, out of all those three, two of them are going really, really good. One of them is harder than what I thought. Okay, I'll put it this way. I have changed my job. I have not had a cig for a week, so work it out. Co-host this evening, where is he? Here he is. Let's get him on. Add him to the stage. Here's our Jimmy. Jim.
Good evening, Gaffer.
What are you drinking there, mate?
It's an alcoholic beverage.
Oh yeah, tried it. Nice cup, by the way. All right.
Yeah, very nice, mate. Very nice. Good
Lovely
evening,
job,
Mr. Bridge.
Good evening, Marky Mark. We've got loads to catch up on today, from down at club. Let's have a look. Who's next? Who's that?
Oh,
Good evening.
Andy.
How are we?
Andy. Andy Taylor from the. Hey, what's that you've got there? Let's just have a look here. What you got, Andy? Nice cup of tea. All right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, that mate. Let's have. We got here. Ade. Hey, up, Ade.
Hello, mate. Let me just get my cup. And for all the English people, there's an English cup.
Ade, just before we move on, please, listen, everybody, thank you for joining us either live or tomorrow, Sunday, whenever you get in. James is going to keep an eye on the comments as usual.
No, I'm not pinging.
I am in a bit of a giddy mood tonight. I'm patting myself on the back for going literally a week without a cigarette. If you are a smoker, look, I've dabbled in and out for absolutely fucking years. And at 54, I've just said I've got a no job. I want a full lifestyle change. I've got to see to diet because I'm a big fat boy and I've got to quit the smoking. So I have quit the smoking. So I am feeling a little bit giddy kipper with myself. And I'm not going to make any excuses for feeling that. Okay, if you are a smoker and you've stopped in the past, you know what it's like. If you've never smoked and you're thinking, what do fucking do, Mark? It's a big deal. It is for a smoke.
Yeah, good on you, mate. Good on you.
So, cheers, guys.
Hello from USA chapter. Mark, you sound better for not smoking.
Oh, sidey. You know
Samuels.
what?
Good evening,
Thank
Mitchell.
you very much. I've got to say, right, listen,
Good evening, Dave.
I miss it. I do miss that thing. I've got a missile here that I'm keeping in my finger. I do miss it. I tell you what I don't miss, right? And again, if you're a smoker and you've smoked for a long time, when I was waking up on the morning, I'm conscious, but my eyes are still closed, and I sleep on my side. I can hear the rumbling, bubbly sort of. I'm going to be disgusting. The mucus, if you will, from your lungs. I can hear it bubbling up my esophagus and like that, and it was driving me crazy. So I don't get that anymore. How did I stop? I use nicotine patches. I put 4 on, not at once. You daft sod. I put 1 on Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and when I got up on Thursday, what day is it today? Saturday. When I got up on Thursday, I took it off, and I've not put 1 on since. So 4 patches. I went from 25, 36 a day roll-ups, so they only count as half. But 25 or 30 of them piece of piss down to none, and I've stopped.
Fair play to you, mate. Fair play to you.
Yeah, get on you, mate. Get on you.
Just this diet thing that I've got to see to, because it's doing me chuffing tits in.
Dave, there, look. Good luck, Mark. Gave up 23 years ago. One of the best things I ever did.
Nice.
All that money you saved, Dave, for model kits, mate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all good. So we were taking the piss a little bit out of our Ade. Ade, do you want to explain? So we're all supping tea out of our SESKU cups.
Yeah, well,
you're not because of why?
You kindly organised a Swedish chapter SESKU hoodie to send to me. This is about got to be over a month ago now. All sorted out, sent in the post. Waited 2 weeks, nothing. Then got a notice on an app. I got a postal app on my phone, the Swedish Postal Service, saying your package is stocked in customs. I thought, oh, here we go. That took about another 2 weeks, and then was it yesterday or the day before, Mark? I think it was. I said to you, I had a VAT bill from the Swedish people for another £27 before they would release it. Before they would release it from the customs, and now it's released apparently. So I would imagine it will come Monday, Tuesday. But there's a mug in there.
There is
in the package with my hoodie. So that's why I haven't. That's why I'm drinking out of this one.
Tidy. Right. Do you know what? We even though, shall we have a look at the video from today?
Yeah, go on, mate.
Or do you want me to just leave that? Right? Do you want me to just leave that because it is 16 minutes long, and if I play it now, obviously it'll mute our mics and it'll knock us off. So do you want to watch it or do you want to just skip ahead?
Ask the comments. Ask in the comments.
Comments.
If you want to watch it, I'll press play. If you'd rather just have us lot go through the book and then have a catch up, because we've got loads of things to ask, and you can see we've got Andy here. He's jetted in this morning all the way from New Zealand. So let us know. I'll give you 1 minute. And in that minute, so book today, let's just have a look. I don't need to go down numbers. We had 22. We had 22 in today, including myself, Mr. Clem, Bob Das, young Lewis, Trev, Andy Hartup, Dave, Davey House, Mark and Andrew and Jean, Martin Rad, Dale from Rail, New Paul, Simon, Andy White, Mark Wilson, Mr. Chris, Sean from SGS, our good friend there, Mr. Andy Taylor. Graham popped in for a visit, but he was actually over this neck of the woods with his missus, so he just popped in. So it's not a counted one, it's no pay. And then Doug Tuck celebrating his birthday. And the big thing I've got on from today is Andy Taylor in today. Andy Taylor. So before Andy turned up this morning, I did sort of like make a bit of a false announcement. I know that Sean at SGS Models is a massive, massive Duran Duran fan. Do you know where I'm going with this? We done. No. So one of the members of the iconic 80s romance, new romantic bands Duran Duran is a chap called Andrew Taylor.
Yeah.
So I stood up and said, we've got a special guest coming in today, and sort of Sean looked up and I went, has anybody heard of the 80s new romantic band Duran Duran? And Sean, I know Sean's a fan, you see. So Sean looked up and went, oh, yeah. I said, well, is anybody familiar with a chap called Andy Taylor? I'm not kidding, his fucking ass nearly fell out. He was like, yeah, you are joking. I went, I am joking, yeah, it's Andy Taylor from New Zealand. What the fuck do you think? I've got Andy Taylor from Duran Duran coming and building Spitfires at SESKU? No.
I wondered why he had a strange look on his face when he saw me for the first time.
Yeah, mate. I ought to have let that carry on, actually, because that would have been piss funny. Already seen it on separate video. Cheers, Mitchell. No problem. News from around the area. My local post office is going to start and sell Warhammer stuff. And I've been in touch with them and said, can we put some flyers and stuff in your shop? And he's gone, yeah, of course you can. We'll sort of scratch each other's backs. We buy it down at post office, but then come and build it at our place. Ade? Mm-hmm. He's tealess. Quite a funny one today. I've been round to the local pizza shop, not for my tea, but for their tea. And I had a bloke come up to me. He's one of their delivery drivers, and he went, I've bit the bullet long enough. I've been wanting to ask you for ages, but I've never dared approach you. And I went, models. And he went, yeah, mate. What do you do? So I explained what we did, where we were, when we met, and he went, brilliant. I'll be there. I says, why don't you approach me? What do you mean? He went, well, I've always been like, a big bloke and that. And I thought, oh, fucking hell. So no, mate, no, quite approachable. Thank you.
Yeah, I had the same problem.
I know you did, mate. Andy from New Zealand, we're going to get to him in a bit because obviously himself, Paul and James have all experienced club firsthand. That's what we're going to talk about after. Got a lanyard today and a pen and a bottle opener and a cup. The one thing that we didn't get, Andy, again, and I keep slipping up with this, mate, on everybody that comes, James, you can verify, a photo. I didn't get another photo.
No, we were on the stream, mate, so it doesn't matter, does it?
We got our photo a few weeks ago, Mac.
Yeah, I know. And you didn't play a bonus ball game, and there are some numbers left. And then I've written the Ade hoodie at Customs. So as you know, we probably play bonus ball down at club. We charge £2 a ball, and current pot for April and May, which gets drawn in 2 weeks' time, is £132.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, you know who's going to win that, don't you?
Yeah, me.
Lewis.
Never. No, can't happen, can it? It cannot happen.
Yeah, it can.
Yeah, probably will. Right, comment. So, I was going to play the video. Good luck, Mark. Thank you very much. 23 years. That's amazing, that, Dave. Totally stoked with that one, mate.
Your mic's breaking up a bit, Mark.
My what?
Your mic is breaking up a bit.
Oh, it's always the same, mate. It's always the same. So, look at that. Look at that. Hey, oh, that's really good. Right, I'll tell you what. Andy and James. So I'll make us into a 4-pie like that. I'm going to fire the question of, obviously, for us, club. Right, but let's cut to the chase. Club is just club for us. It's round corner from us. You two guys Ade's not bought his flight ticket yet. I'm sure he will at some point. But you two guys have now experienced club firsthand. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Have indeed.
Yep.
I sit here and talk about SESKU Club like it's the best thing in the world. And you know I do. I big it up on every occasion. Every Facebook post, every TikTok post, every time I talk to a stranger in the street, I'm literally holding them by the scruff at neck saying, "What do you mean you've not heard of SESKU Model Club?" And I big it up as much as I possibly can, right? You've experienced it firsthand. What's your thoughts?
Brilliant.
You've got every right to big it up, Mark, because the people you've got in that group are...
Yeah, that's what I found is the club itself was. I know Mark. I've known him for a couple of years now because we talk on the evening and we talk on the air as well. But the members, definitely the members make the club, and Mark just pushes it, and yeah, so we should do as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right.
And I would like to say that even though I've never been there, I still think that the club is absolutely fantastic. With what I hear from Mark, I've had a few sort of like chatted like offline with a few other people from the club, and I just can't. I just wish that I would live in the area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the characters that you've got in the club. Then they're not just members. It's the interaction. You know, as I explained before, you know, I've been to other clubs where the members just either don't interact, or don't interact enough to make it worthwhile, or the club just doesn't do anything with the resources or the membership funds that they've been given.
Yeah.
But your club is just, it does everything, you know, with the fundraising, the competitions, club days out, whether it be to other competitions or whatever. But you're a very much an active club, and yeah, long may it continue, to be honest.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's what a club should be.
Exactly.
Yep.
I think, right, so obviously from the chair I sit in, I think you're absolutely spot on. We've got members, and I don't even need to go through it, but we've got people like Rue and Jean, right? Now, Jean, under no sort of force or obligation today, she's brought in the donuts and the 2 bags of flapjacks and etc. etc. And it's just like she just does that off her own back, and it's like, chuffing hell, cheers, Jean, thanks a lot. Even though I'm on a diet, I had a donut. But then Lyd came to me and he goes, "Mark, I'm going to take a tenner out at tin." And I don't even go, "Oh, what the fuck? What do you know what I mean?" I just said, "Yeah, all right, mate. Yeah, no problem. What's up, pal?" He says, "Well, we've run out of coffee, and there's a co-op, literally about 400 yards away from where we meet." And he said, "I'm going to take a tenner." And I honestly thought he's going to sort of like say, "We've got enough to last us today. I'll pick one up and I'll bring it to the next club." That's what my train of thought was. But Lyd's not like that. Lyd's like, he's disappeared. And I never even registered because I was airbrushing with you, Andy. And then I turns around and I was sat back at desk, and Lyd goes, "Oh, Mark, there's your coffee here and you changed." I'm like, I didn't ask him to. I don't need to ask him to. I don't need to say, "Can you just, will you?" It's like that. It's not just me that's active. It's everybody that literally wants to pull and be counted and be counted down at club. So, and then you've got, right, so I know that Bridgie weren't there today. Bridgie's got his own on, and plus it was nice and sunny. I can't do that. Clem had brought his helicopter in. Now, have I posted pictures of the work on our Facebook page? Because I didn't know whether I had.
No, I don't know. I've been busy all day, so I've not looked, mate.
Just have a look down
Haven't
here.
seen any.
Right, we got a couple of messages. We got a good evening all from Dave Sedgwick.
Oh, mate.
Evening, Dave.
Good evening, Dave. Mitch said, great group at club. If I had the money and courage, I'd fly. I'd move there. Yeah. Get on.
Oh, bless you.
My little friend Pete. Hello, chaps. Good evening, Pete.
Evening,
He's
Pete.
from my neck of the woods. He's just across the border, down in Cornwall.
What, in Portsmouth?
Yeah, in Ports. Oh, he's
Down
got
in Portsmouth.
Oh,
Man flu.
Oh God, man
He's
flu.
dying.
Closest you can come to death without actually dying. That is.
Dying. That's right. Yeah.
It
I hope
is.
you get better soon, Pete.
I think I obviously didn't put the pictures on. Right, so that's Clem with his. I ought to try and. In fact, I will. I'll get me.
Is that
I'll get my phone down. I'll get my phone. So I've got
thingy
my
helicopter,
phone.
isn't it?
Yeah, I've actually got my phone up here. Look, it's acting as my other camera. So if I just drop that down, and that's who took that picture? Doug took, was it? No, because Doug is on thing there, isn't he? Who took that bloody picture? It was Tim Gray.
Tim Gray. There you go. You
Tim
might have
Gray.
another customer. You might have another customer, Mark. Dave Taylor.
Oh.
I'm hoping to come over and meet you all in July. Get on, Dave. You won't regret it, mate.
So Andy, well, obviously, when you came in today, I was kind of busy a little bit, and I clocked you, obviously, but I kind of left you to your own devices. Let me just get rid of that. I left you to your own devices. And I noticed, and I thought, oh, do you know what? Good on you, lad. You started walking right round, didn't you? And literally having like 10 minutes with everybody.
Yeah. I didn't.
You feel comfortable with that or not? You're all right with that?
I sometimes struggle with social situations. That's from a growing up thing. But I find that when I'm in the company of people that are more like-minded, you know, with the scale modeling particularly, then there's no problem. But if I'm particularly if I'm in a pub with people that I don't know, particularly, I'm like, you know, I'm like a rabbit in the headlights sort of thing.
Yeah.
But as soon as I walked in, there was an atmosphere. You know, it wasn't like everyone just stopped and stared at me for a minute. It was just, oh, you know, there's another person come in the room, and I just saw that you were busy, you know, which, you know, no problem with that. And I thought, well, I'll make my own fun. You know?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, you do right.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I think that comes down to the social thing. I find like that it comes down to you're relaxed because you've got like-minded people and you've got a subject that you can talk about and converse with other people about.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same with me. I wouldn't start a conversation in a pub about modelling because I know that they'd be like, oh, for fuck, they'd be bored shitless after about 2 seconds. And exactly. Yeah. So I always feel a lot more relaxed.
Andy, did you get the Mandrews cuddle?
I did.
A little bit, yeah.
Did,
Actually,
yeah.
A little bit.
Did he almost break your back?
No. I must admit, I did not go in for the cuddle. Right, all that is down to Andy. Andy came in for big cuddle at the end. I've got to give him that. Definitely did.
Yeah, get on.
Not wrong with that.
No, it was there was no kind of, whenever I approached anyone, it wasn't like, who do you and what do you want sort of thing. It was, oh, you know, I asked a couple of questions first to break the ice sort of thing. And, oh, yeah, you know, you painting a figure or whatever they were doing, you know, it was, and they were all keen to spend the time. You know, it wasn't just ask a couple of questions and then, you know, leave me alone sort of thing. It was, they were all interested to know or wanted to tell me about what they were doing, other projects they'd done, but also wanted to know about me as well. Not just, oh, you've come in for a visit, that's it. You know, it was very much on a personal level. You know, it was.
I think that's one of the biggest things about a club atmosphere like Mark's club. It's a lot of people in a club atmosphere want to talk about the hobby, because outside of the club, it's such an obscure hobby that not a lot of people, you haven't got many people to converse with about the actual hobby. So that's why a club atmosphere is such a nice place to go. You can talk your head off. You can talk.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel at any point there was any kind of awkward moments.
No, the one. I think that. So one of the things that we, sorry, I'm trying to concentrate on too many things. One of the things that we do is, it doesn't matter who you are, right, and or what you do, etc., etc. And it's same with the guy that came and says, "Oh, you know, I've been scared to approach you. For I've been looking at you at the top that you wear, because obviously we've got, you know, the big Spitfire on the back." And I've been wanting to approach you since last year, and I was almost like I dare. And I'm like, what do you mean you dare? Because we treat absolutely everybody with such welcoming. In you come on in. This is our club. You are welcoming. Do you know what? I'm going to tell you a little story, and it's such an heartbreaker. I was sat this morning chewing the fat, that's Yorkshire for having a conversation. Chewing the fat with Davey House and Mark Lid, and we were talking about my new job. And this bloke walks in this like blue Parker jacket, thin fella, a wisp of grey hair across his head. And I thought, oh, you know, because we do a lot of advertising across all social medias, I thought, oh, here we go, no starter. And he came in, and he were talking sort of to me, and I was listening, but I weren't listening. And he said something, and I missed the absolutely crucial part of the conversation. Not that I was being rude, but I got other things on the go. And I was trying to sort of talk to this guy that stood above me here. And I said, oh, Ro, will you look after this fella for me, mate? I said, Ro's a great guy. He'll walk around with you. But he sort of didn't move, and he was stood talking to me. And I thought, right, stop what I'm doing. Let's pay some attention to this guy. So we, and we build Airfix, and it's first and third Saturday of the month, and one thing and another. And I'm rambling on to him for a good sort of 3 or 4 minutes, which seemed like a lifetime. And he looked at me and he went, which you have got Alzheimer's then? And the fucking penny just went drop. And I thought, this guy ain't come to build Airfix. This guy has come for something. So I says, mate, and I thought, right, I can't. I said, well, this is what we do, first and third Saturday of the month. Have you? And I sort of, have you built before? And he went, no. And I could tell straight away. I thought, I've just been rabbiting on for the last couple of minutes about we build Airfix and this is the best club in fucking area. And this poor bugger, he ain't got a clue. So then you have to adapt. And even though he's never built a Spitfire in his life, he didn't even know why he was there. I've given him my name, I've given him my number, I've written down where we are and when we meet. And I've said, do you know what, mate? If you want to come back, you'll come back. Come and have a cup of tea with us. He would absolutely have it, nice. He would have it, mate. Proper.
Yeah,
and I think
can imagine.
that's
just... He might have found somewhere to...
Come and park his bum
found somewhere that he finds relaxed.
Absolutely. Come and fill your boats, Cocker. Come and fill your boats. It's not about. Do you know what the bloke was genuinely? I'm not going to say poorly. That's the wrong term. I could, as soon as he started saying, you know, which people here have got Alzheimer's, I know he got the affliction. I thought, I've got to look after this guy. So anyway, I digress. Let's move on. So I'm going to share my screen again. Now, I've just changed the banner to this. Andy Taylor, do you want to explain what in the long sausage dogs is going off here?
Trying to do my best at an imitation of the Starship Enterprise, to be fair, but it didn't work. All I got told was, here's an airbrush, make the Starship Enterprise, and I'm like, you are.
Yeah. Come on, fill us in. What's going off here? What's happening?
So the story goes that back in my day, when I was back in old New Zealand, I always wanted to change my paints, or not change my paints, but supplement my paints with lacquers. And I'd come across, obviously interacting with yourself, Mark, about this MRP paint. And try as I might, I could not get the stuff. And the closest thing I could find in the Pacific region was SMS paint, scale modeler supply paint, made in Australia, lacquer paint.
Yeah.
That's been my staple for the last probably 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Comes over to back home to the motherland, and I says to host here, can I try this MRP paint and just let's find out what it's all about? What's the pros and cons of it? What works? What doesn't work?
Yeah, mate.
So turns up at club today, and Mark says, "Here, come and have a look at this." And so sets up with the airbrush and the spray booth, and this. So once upon a time, intention of a P-47 build that apparently had gone wrong, and we just started spraying, exploring the highs and lows, literally high pressures, low pressures, coverage, close in, overall coverage. And what came out of it was, whilst I still think SMS is good, and like Tamiya, all these paints have their place. Mm-hmm. But what I found with MRP particularly was that you could spray it at the lowest of low pressure. Well, we were down to about 3 psi at one point, 2 psi, whereas we were up at something like 19, 20 psi with the SMS. And so my impressions of it were very good. The coverage takes a bit, particularly if you're a good few centimeters away from the model itself to get good coverage, but that comes with your layering of primers and undercoats and etc.
Yeah, mate.
But I was mostly impressed with the close-in stuff. Down 2 or 3 psi in close. I mean, I was more or less touching the model with the needle itself.
Yeah,
it was that close.
Yeah,
so I was very impressed with it, and once I do get set up again with my modeling, I think it will definitely be in my cupboard of paint supplies, to be honest. So
I think obviously right. So Andy's absolutely right. I took my harder 0.15 down. Now James has used MRP.
Yeah.
Ade is an MRP boy, same as me. And obviously Andy coming all the way from where he's come this morning, and like he said, messaged me, and I've got to take a selection of paints. I suppose in some respects, I mean, after the show had finished, and I said to Andy, it's a shame I'm not sponsored by MRP. When I do it in my videos and I bang on about it, I'm not blowing fairy farts when I talk about how good MRP is, am I, Andy? I'm not.
No.
I'm
There's
not.
No exaggeration.
There's no exaggeration. I'm not making it up. If you've tried it and you know it, you know how good this is. And like Andy says, we're shooting SMS, and I took about 7 or 8 bottles of a different colour MRP down and a bottle of SMS. And I've got SMS here, on my unit, and I do use it. The prolific difference is number 1 in the pressure, and number 2 it's in the finish. MRP, but the finish on that is like glass, whereas SMS, the finish on that is like the bottom of a cat litter tray. There's no getting away from that. But the pressures, Andy. I had to turn the pressure up on the compressor up to 16 to get SMS something like.
And it's still was spitting and spidering.
Yeah, and that was the best. That was the best it was. Now through the 0.15, if I'd have run it through a 0.2 or a 0.3, 0.4, happens it might be better.
Yeah.
But I used the 0.15, and then he cleaned it out, and again it was really nice to see, because I've been talking to Andy for 2 or 3 years now, but I'm sort of like, it was really nice to see. I'm looking over, and he's cleaning my airbrush out properly, absolutely properly. And I'm like, and I even said to you, Andy, fucking hell, you know, you're doing that. That looks like it could be me. I felt such an attachment to how we were painting and how we were cleaning stuff out. I put some MRP back in his cup then, and off you go, mate, and started winding pressure down. And I'm not kidding. Let me just go back here. So I says, go on and getting close. And well, he didn't need me to tell him. He didn't need me to tell him. He got in super, super close. And the closer he got, the more I wound the pressure down and down and down. And you can see that these squares, all these squares that Andy did, and even that line there, when I did that line, Andy, to start with, what did you say to that?
I can't remember what was said.
You went,
but, you know,
I'll tell you what you said. You went, okay, now.
Yeah. Something
what?
like that,
yeah. But, you know, here, mate, have a go. Have a go. And just the whole painting experience with it is just completely different to anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I would have typically been spraying SMS through a 0.2 because it's a good all-rounder size. And you know, you brought over your Tomcat, and you said that one side of the wing was SMS, and it was like sandpaper, wasn't it, in comparison?
Yeah, mate.
You know, you can knock it back, but why do that when you save yourself the extra time and you use MRP and you're ready to decal, you know?
Yeah.
James,
I can't see because I've got my glasses on.
What's
our Pete's there?
Yeah, Pete. So I'll do Mitchell first. Mitchell said I use rattle can touch up lacquer from auto parts store, dry in 5 minutes. Yeah, MRP is exactly the same. It's so. I found it so easy to use. I mean, I was talking through it with Mark first of all, but after, I mean, I'm normally an armor builder, so Tamiya is fine. You know, you get that little roughness, give it a gloss coat, do what you need to with your oil paints. Perfect. When I built the Phantom, it was just something different. And I had said to Mark, I want to try this. I do want to try this. And Mark was sort of badgering me, saying, yeah, you've got to do it. You've got to do it. You've got to use it because it is brilliant. And I've got to admit, I love the stuff. It's really, really love. It's with Tamiya, like Andy said about SMS, you run your hand over it and it's like sandpaper. It really is like sandpaper.
It's not just that, though, James. When you're spraying it as well, sorry to interrupt, when you're spraying it as well, even with Tamiyas and SMS and other paints, when you're trying to find the perfect balance between pressure and distance, and you'll get so close, and actually, and you noticed it today, Andy, you try to fine tune everything down, and it starts cackling and spitting a little bit on your model.
Never got it with.
Then you go, oh, I'll add a bit of pressure. I'll add a bit, right? Does it need thinning a bit? Does it this? Is it that? Blah, 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 blah. Right. Tell you what, MRP, James.
Yeah.
None of that.
No. Well, I'd set my compressors off at 60. So, but I've got a Mac valve on my spray gun. So that's where I adjust my pressure.
Yeah.
And that. Take the guard off, and I'm just down to needle length. And what comes out of it, especially with MRP, if I try to put Tamiya through, I've got to really, really thin it to stop it from spluttering.
Splattering, spitting a bit.
Yeah, MRP
I'm going to show you the picture now.
It was just. I've said it. I've said it before. I'll say it again. It's like spraying water. It really is. And the finish on it, I couldn't believe the finish on it. The finish was so smooth. Really was so smooth. It's like a baby.
I'm not sure if you can see that.
Yeah, too. Well, not even that, is it?
Well, no. So I took that picture while Andy was spraying the test mule today. Obviously, it's got the plastic protective cover over it, and at foot, even we didn't have to do no winding work in the back. Andy even said to me, "Oh, have you got a stop on your gun, Mark?" And I said, "You don't need one, mate. It's just down and literally the slightest ever touch." But the results that he were doing at that pressure were absolutely mind-blowing for me. Fantastic, because he's such a good painter.
Yeah.
But you actually checked, didn't you, Mark, that the stop was actually all the way in, but you weren't even on the stop whenever you were pulling the trigger back.
Correct, Mundo. Absolutely.
Yeah. We've got one from Pete here. He says, I've used SMS. I did thin it though with MLT.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Mitchell's had another one. I was taught by a local hobby shop that lacquer dries from outside in. Enamel paint dries inside out.
Yeah.
And enamels. Well, sorry, I think he stopped there. And enamel coats, first coats never dry.
Yeah, mate.
The thing is with MRP. I mean, I was using MRP for about 6-7 months before I met Mark.
Yeah, you are.
And that was sort of like kicked us off the sort of like MRP discussion. And it's so adaptable.
Yeah.
You can just, once you get used to using it, it's straight out the cup. You shake the bottle, straight out the bottle, in the cup, and you're off. No messing about with thinning or anything like that.
No.
Set your pressures, and once you've got used to once you've got your setups and your airbrush, and everybody's different, so they all use it differently, but you know, it's everybody's got their own styles, but it's just so adaptable, so just unbelievable.
Andy, just a quick one to you. Sorry, Ade, but just while it's there, fresh in my head. So Pete says, I've used SMS. I did thin it with MLT and found it pretty good. You're from other side of the world, other bit of neck of woods. You've used SMS.
Yeah.
And so you're the best person, because I've got a stash of SMS and I bought some today off Sean. But you're the best person because what time is it now? Is it right? So 10 hours ago, we were sat comparing painting using SMS and MRP.
Yeah.
You are comparing what's so Pete says he's used that SMS. He thinned it with self-leveling thinner, found it pretty good.
Yeah.
MRP comparison, no thinner.
Very good, very good. I mean, I was able to get the entire range of SMS paints, all the metallics, their surfaces, etc. So I've tried the full range. The only range I haven't is they've got Infinity, which are like paintbrush, brushable paints, etc. But I was predominantly using their premium acrylic lacquers.
Yeah.
And when I sprayed that SMS, after we'd gone through the MRP stuff and we went and tried the SMS, it was very familiar. But then I thought, having just been spraying MRP for a couple of hours, I thought, well, what is this stuff? It was very odd to go from MRP back to SMS. Whereas if I'd have tried the SMS first, I'd have thought, this is very good.
Yeah.
But I knew straight away, as soon as I did that first spray of MRP, I thought, this is different. There's something about this. you know, with doing the close-in stuff, that's I find that modelers now are doing more of that mottling and close-in stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, we don't do that typically in a spraying session. We don't typically do that all the time, do we?
No.
But it's nice to know that you can do it if you want to do it.
Yes, mate.
Right,
so,
Five Eyes watching. Testers wins hands down. Have you used MRP?
Hold it there. Hold it there. Hold it there. At the end of that, right? Thank you for your comment. Really appreciate that. Because I don't think we've had a comment from yourself before.
No.
However, at the end of Testers wins hands down, there's two little smiley faces, James.
Yes.
Now, are they like laughing out, crying, I'm pissing myself, laughing faces?
That's the way I read it.
Yeah.
But Testers isn't available anymore, so.
Is Testers an American sort of, or is it UK based? What is it?
Don't know. Never used it. Never used it.
I think Testers could have been an American brand. Now, I say Testers isn't available anymore. That might be slightly incorrect. I know that Testers Model Masters aren't available anymore because they. I mean,
when you're talking, I've had arguments with well, not arguments, but discussions with people about MRP, and they say, "Oh, it's too expensive," and all this. I said, "Yeah, but wait a minute. You say it's too expensive." I said, "One of the good things about MRP is that I think the color matches to what, like the RLMs and all that sort of stuff, are pretty good." For my liking, anyway, for my liking, the way I build. And I said to people, if you think, why is it so expensive? Well, it's a little bit more expensive than a bottle of SMS or a little bit, and Tammy always, yeah, but you've got to buy thinners and you've got to buy, there's still once you bought that MRP, that's it. In the airbrush and out.
Mate, he's got it. Five Eyes is not watching. Testers is available on Amazon still, and I was kidding. I'm a ginger. Yeah, get on ya.
No wrong with that.
It's made me chuckle. That.
Go on, James.
When you're talking about in the US, I haven't had good luck with it. Runs, drips, never dries. There you go.
Yeah. What you got to think about when we discuss paints, and we've said this before when we've talked about paints, is that everybody is different. And if you can't get on with MRP, then you can't get on with MRP.
Yeah.
If you can't get on with Tammy, you can't get on with Tammy. If you can't get on with Vallejo,
I'll tell you what, Paul, he's not come on tonight. He must be having be out on his bike ride. Paul swears by Vallejo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, Vallejo to me, when people talk to me about Vallejo, right, it's like which fucking football team do you support? People talk to me about Vallejo and they go, oh, McAview, and I go, Vallejo, it's like treacle. I won't put it near me. I won't put it near me hose pipe. Never mind me airbrush.
Yeah.
And then we've got Paul. Turns out some good work, Paul.
Yeah,
he's done some cracking work with his Vallejos.
Swears by it, mate.
He swears, but then if he's using it all the time, he knows how it works.
Yeah, exactly. He's got it. He's got the technique down.
Yeah.
What's the comment there off Pete? Come on.
It says this is Pete. Having never used MRP, the best paint finish I've achieved is with Takalaka. Yeah, 60% MLT. I also used AK Real Color and Tamiya LP. So these are also good.
Pete, I've got a question for you, and it involves James, right? James, you might know the answer to this. Down at your club or Pete's club, do you know if they're allowed to airbrush?
I believe Pete's club do. So our club doesn't. I mean, we're in a fort, so
I've got one for you then, James. I've got obviously, you know where I'm going to go with this, right? Next time that Pete's on his club, you visit Pete, you take a bottle of your MRP and a test mule, and I want you to have a go.
Yeah, you can do. Yeah, I'll have a word with the chairman
Yeah, mate.
and find out. I'll have a word with I'll sort something out with Pete.
You'll sort it out.
I'm,
Pete, we've
I'm,
got you,
I'm
mate.
almost certain Pete they're allowed to spray down there, but yeah,
Let us know, Pete.
Pete will have to confirm it. So, but yeah, if they do, mate, I'll take a bottle of the MRP over.
Yeah.
All
Need a test mule in black. And then anyway, so we've got another comment there. Again, I can't
sorry,
see it.
mate. Oh, he's not watching. I use Vallejo and the old Tamiya. Both are extremely easy to get in Canada. MRP SMS are rare. Is a rare bird here. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they are easy to use, aren't they? Tamiya,
Yes.
Vallejo. I'm not sure on Vallejo. I use the acrylics. I use is AK. Yeah, I'll find out.
I'm loving this fight. What does this mean, right? Because obviously on these streams, you can have any name that you want. I mean, Mitchell uses his own name, so does Pete. But Five Eyes is not watching.
Yeah.
If you let us know, this, I'm not trying to bribe you or anything. Let us know what your real bloody name is, where you are. Obviously, you're in Canada. And do you know what? We've got a thing where in the past we've sent people bottles of MRP paint and said, have a go, let us know what you think. It's no cost to you. All right. Okay, so if you're going to continue watching, let's see who you are.
I would like to say one thing about MRP, that I know we bang on about it all the time, but I've spoken to maybe between 5 and 10 people and said, give it a go and see what you think.
Yeah.
And every one of those people has turned around to me and said, it's a game changer.
Game changer.
Yeah.
And
Andy?
they've gone and they've been converted.
Come on, Andy, jump in here, mate.
I think that's probably the most appropriate statement for it.
Yeah.
You know what I used with it today, that was just using it on a paint mule. If I was going to use it in anger sort of thing, I'd more than happy to use it. Something, you know, if James, if you don't mind, can we go back to Pete's comment a minute?
Pete,
so, Pete, thanks for watching. Your comment is exactly what I thought when I was using SMS. You know, and I get that certain paints aren't available in different areas and that sort of thing, and we get used to what we use. But you know, when you try another product, you think the same again. You think, oh, this is the best product I've ever used. So, you know, your statement's perfectly legible, you know, perfectly accurate, you know. But I guess what we're trying to say is MRP is just a different product, and you either gel with it or you don't. You know, all of us here, so far, most of us here have tried it and we like it. But someone next week might say, no, don't like it. You know, it's a personal opinion, experience. Well, we've mostly had experience spraying it now. Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, I'd add it to my paint collection. So
Five Eyes is not watching. Hello, Todd Smith.
Yeah, good evening, Flower. Thank you for that.
Todd.
Good evening, Todd.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate
I
that.
have to be careful with my model supplies because my son has congestive breathing issues. Yeah, obviously lacquers stink.
Yeah,
they really do stink. That's when I was spraying in the house, I had to use those. I had to use the AK because they're water based. There's nothing. You don't get any smell with them whatsoever. Now
No.
I've got a purpose-built shed. I can
Yeah.
spray what I want. So
Yeah.
door open, extractor on,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's perfect. It
Oh,
really is. But
So I will say that
I'm
MRP is.
I was going to say I'm going to go on about MRP now because
Go on.
I'm building the E100 at the moment, which is predominantly Tamiya because I find their paints is perfect for armor. But I am really, really, really looking forward to my next build, which I've not decided, but it will be German aircraft, and I'm MRP in it. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to
That's a
using
win.
it again.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, absolutely, James. I mean, everybody's. I think the comments that have come out from your lot tonight has been spot on, and the comments from the people as well. You're right. Not everybody's going to get on with it. I bang on about it. It's like I've got some kind of. It's like I've got shares in company. I haven't. What the reason that I personally bang on about MRP is because I get on with it, and I know that two of y'all that's sat here tonight have said to me, game changer.
Yeah.
And if it works for me and I can get the results that I can get on like the Tomcat, I'll put a picture of that up. And it's like when I showed Andy today and we went through the test mule and I said, right, so this is the kind of thing that you're looking at with all these different colours. And you know, at one point, I'm not exaggerating. I'm stood with Andy, and I felt like I'm going to have to go, close it, Andy, for fuck's sake, because you can get in so precise, so close. But then when we come away, Andy, and I'm saying gain some long sweeps, I think you were a bit surprised with the coverage that you can get from it all.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going to get on with it. It does smell. Personally, I don't think it smells as bad as SMS. I really don't.
It doesn't.
No, definitely not.
Doesn't.
Definitely not as bad as Tamiya.
No, definitely not. But it has got. It's got a very unique smell to it. But again, I don't think it smells as bad as the others.
No, I know you said SMS stinks, doesn't it? I've not used SMS, so but I can remember one of your videos when you first bought it. You opened the thing and you were like, blew your head off.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Pete just come back now. He said can't airbrush, unfortunately. I thought you could. Pete, I'm sorry, mate. I'll have to get in contact with Pete and get him out here, or I'll go over there. Or he can have a little play with the MRP.
Tidy.
I think he brings his kit over.
The only drawback that I said, and I said it to Andy today, the only drawback that you've got with this particular paint is if you want to do with Tamiyas, definitely with Tamiyas, with Vallejo for sure. I'm not sure about SMS because I've not tried it. You can put a layer down, you can stick some hairspray on top or some protector, and then you can scratch it back. With MRP, I'm not saying you can't because it dries absolutely that hard, that quick, but I will say that you can't.
Yeah, I don't know, mate. I've not tried it, so. I mean, I know it's really hard to use hairspray or chipping, but I do believe there is people out there that have done it.
Shall we have a look at a couple of models from today's down at club?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Go on.
Back with I use Vallejo. My wife thinks I did the laundry. Yeah, that's the one. And last one from Mitch for a minute. I use Pro Auto Painter mask. Can't be too careful. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen, it's right. I've got a bottle here. Well, I've got 50 bottles here.
Yeah.
It's not gonna blow you. It's not like amyl nitrate, if you know what that is. It's not like amyl nitrate where you're gonna start popping fucking, cells in your brain. It does smell, but it's not as bad as SMS, and it's not as bad as some lacquers.
To be truthful with you, it smells a little bit like auto paint. That's
Yeah,
it's,
it does a little bit.
it's like a cellulose base, you know, but I know it's not.
Ian Clemmy today has graced us with this. Do you know what that is, James?
Yes, it's a Sky Crane.
Hi, Crane.
This is
Andy.
yeah. I built this. I believe it was a Rebel kit in 1/72nd scale back when I was about 10 years old. And yeah, phenomenal, mate. Absolutely phenomenal. ICM, hats off to you. Absolutely beautiful kit.
Andy, you've seen this in the flesh.
I have, yeah. Spectacular.
Cheers, Cocker. I'm saying that like I did it. I didn't, obviously. It's Clems. It's Clems. So we zoom in and have a look.
Blow it up. Blow it up.
Blowing it up. Blowing it up.
Put it on the big screen, Mark.
It's on big screen. That's all. Oh, hang on. I'm going to say that's all I've got. It will not go any bigger.
Oh, it won't go any bigger. Look at that. Look.
Was that a Tiny Tim?
It was a big model.
Yeah.
It's just huge,
It's
isn't
a
it?
monster.
It is. It's 6. Is it close to 700 millimeter rotor tip span? That's the only thing that's stopped me from
at least.
buying it.
Yeah, it's absolutely enormous. Where
I
did they
think
keep
it's
the
600
fuel?
long and 700 rotor span, isn't it? Something like that. It's massive.
It's the rotor span that makes it so big.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's what, about 5-6 inches wide. You know,
Yeah.
that's on my shelf, lovely, but it's the rotors.
Yeah. If you
The
could
rotors
fold
I'll
the
have to hang up behind me.
if you could fold the rotors up, it would be perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, but unfortunately we have a ruling that you're not allowed to do that, Mark, aren't we?
No, you bloody not.
You don't do anything folded.
Oh, yeah, folded. What's that all about? Right. That is, I'll tell you who's getting into. If you've watched have you watched the video of today yet?
No, I haven't seen it.
I
today.
have.
I've been busy.
I'm not going to say out though. I'm not going to say anything. But that we do you know what? It's really funny. Like if you'd have said to me 12 months since, if you'd have said to me 12 months, if I'd have walked around club 12 months ago, and you'd have said, I will guarantee you that in 12 months' time, 5 of these people will not be building armor planes and tanks and shit like that. They'll all be doing figures. Pick them out. Is it him? I'd have gone, no. And all these people are just coming out at woodwork.
Yeah.
They've ditched all the airfix, because we still call it airfix. They've ditched the airfix stuff, and they're all painting this.
Yeah, Warhammer
stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty big, isn't it? It's just gone. Yeah, it's just gone massive. Who was it? Who was it who painted that?
I think that's Andy White's. He said that they're not finished yet.
Yeah, I thought that might have been Doug Tug actually.
Andy White is one of I've montaged that for him. Andy White is such a brilliant bloke. He's one of the quiet ones of the group until you tickle him under ribs and then he don't shut up. Our Simon has done this. Now, this is a 3D printed thing. He's had a go at it. Simon will hold his hands up and say, I am not a figure painter by any stretch. So, but well, we don't judge anyway. End of the day, look, he's had his 5-0 brush art and he's had a go as lad.
Yeah.
Fair play.
You know what I mean? And absolutely fair play, because
Mandalorian.
it is, mate. Yeah, Mandalorian more like, isn't
Email.
it?
Yeah.
And again, they're back on to Andy. I've got to say, mate.
That's a bloody big kit, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's massive.
I know it's. I said to you last night when you showed it, I was like, "How the hell did you grab hold of that? That's absolutely beautiful."
Yeah, but I have got to say, and I said it earlier on today. I was so impressed. I can get rid of that. I was so impressed with how Andy was holding the airbrush, even though he's a lefty. He was using it right. His technique is bang on. honestly, it was like watching me fucking self out. That good.
It was I guess that was a lot of attributed to the fact that it was a H&S airbrush, and that's what I typically use. Although I use the Evolution, and Max was the is it the Infinity?
Yeah,
But
Infinity, mate.
it's
Yeah.
essentially the same body. So as soon as I picked it up, I thought this feels exactly what I use. So it was.
Yeah.
It once the paint went in, it was just a natural.
Yeah,
you know,
I use an Evolution. I use an Evolution as well.
Yeah, I've got the what's it called? I can't think what it is now. The PS.
We'll come back to you when you remembered. That was. Cheers, Cocker. That was so. Trev took that obviously, and the guys at that. I shouted Martin up. I said, "Do us a favour, come and hold this up." So just for me to take the photo of Clem's bleeding helicopter, because it was that chuffing big.
Yeah.
It was that big. There's loads of comments up there. That's me posting me dinner. And then every day this week.
We've got them all.
Go on.
We've got them all, mate. We've got them all.
Every day this week we've changed the banner into something to celebrate VE Day. Including all English stuff, obviously, all RAF stuff. It was, victory for the Allies. So I've posted the Allied stuff on. Are we going to go through comments while I just change things up here a little bit?
Yeah, I was going to say Dave Taylor was the last one. Stunning. That was about Clem's Sky Crane. Mitch has just come up now. Nice paint, Andy. What plane and what scale is that? It's 1/18th, and it's a P-47 Razorback by Kinetic, Mark. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so 1/18th scale.
Yes.
The big toys.
Yes. Yes. I actually had it given off Mark Liddle down at club. He brought it to me and said, "Do you fancy a bash?" Obviously, I opened it up and went, "Whoa, that looks awesome!" But then I found out through the story that he'd had it given by somebody that had never built a model before, got to that stage, and then completely and utterly realised that they were out of his depth. So the wings just sort of like went, and things just didn't happen right. So for me to actually correct that kit now, I'm talking I'd have to, and he used Super Glow, bless. So I'd have to, well, I can't. That's as simple as that. I can't rectify it. So I'm just using it as a test mule.
I was going to say, it's good to use as a test mule, isn't it?
Yeah, mate, spot on. SESKU Models Live, then, for the people who have put in, we're going to start with the banner. Let's have a look at that. That's off our John Wisner up in the Scotland area. John entered a competition a couple of weeks since with his rat rod. Is that what you call it, Ade? A rat rod?
Yeah, rat rod.
Yeah.
Rat rod. And took gold there. So absolutely spot on with that then. And then scrolling down, who's been active on SESKU Models Live this week? Our Andy, obviously joining us this evening on the stream. The SESKU merch. Go on, Andy. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
You see it, mate. You see it in your New Zealand accent.
I haven't got a New Zealand accent anymore.
You've got no Zealand accent.
I haven't. Give over.
Yeah.
Yes, you have.
It's not from Newcastle, is it?
No, it most definitely isn't.
I'll do it. Thanks to the boys and girls of SESKU and Hemsworth Community Scale Model Club for their hospitality today. Good company, good brekkie. I was just going to ask you about that. Good brekkie roll and a lot of scale modelling talent. Thank you for the merch as well. We'll hopefully be back again soon. I did actually forget to ask you, how were you, Butty? Were you Butty on?
Oh, it was awesome. Yeah, it was fantastic. Cool. Yeah. Considering I hadn't had breakfast before I left at 7 o'clock this morning, I was in well need for that and a cup of tea as well. So thank you.
Nice one. You're welcome. Radders is what's he building? AD. What's our Radders doing?
BF109E. No,
What do we
actually,
think
he's
of
doing.
that?
I think he's
It's
doing
a
an F.
G6. No, it's a G6.
Is it a G6?
Yeah, it's a G6. It's the Rebel kit.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Doing a lovely job.
Yeah, it's Quinta Studios, isn't it?
Yeah, Quinta Studios.
Paul only ever uses Quinta, doesn't he?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, it is absolutely stunning.
Yeah, very nice indeed.
Tidy that lad, tidy. Paul finally got this finished. No,
He's
I
forgot
think
to
the
put the photographs on there, hasn't he?
Yeah, they're a bit lower down, aren't they? They're a bit lower down. AD, talk us through.
This is the trumpet BF109E kit.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. Loved the kit. Loved every minute of it. MRP paints, obviously, as you can see.
I love that, Ade. That's. I love that a lot.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with it. I mean, obviously, there's a pictures of how I did the black basin a little bit lower down, and it came out absolutely beautiful. Chuffed to bits with it.
Yeah, so you should be as well, mate.
So you bloody well should be.
It's the yellow nose. That yellow nose.
It's that
something about the yellow nose on the measure spit. Just
the iconic yellow nose. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You go to the last picture. I was really pleased with the underneath as well, with the belly of the plane as well. The last pic, I don't know what. No, it's not on that one. Sorry, forget it.
Not on that one. I'm going to say.
No, I did try to add pictures to it afterwards, but I couldn't edit it.
The boy. Let's just have a look at this handsome bugger here. Look at that.
Get on, Dave. Chuffed to bits as well. Nice. Look at that little smile on his face.
Absolutely, Dave.
Is that extra small? Mark, is that an extra small hoodie?
Extra small? No, it wasn't an extra small, man. What it chuff? I tell you what, Dave will be like, "Oh, chuffing out, get it off." No, absolutely not a prayer, mate. There you go, cocker. Listen, if you're part of distance member or bums on seats member, SESKU club, you just got to realise you're going to get absolutely ripped to fuck because it's part and parcel. It's large, part and parcel at Shaw, I'm afraid.
There you go, Dave. Nose and tail, make it pop.
Nose and tail, make it pop.
Love it, Lord. There you go.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he's been batting on with this A10 as well. Been batting on with the old A10. Do you know what? I love building an A10, mate. Let's have a look.
Never built one.
Thingy. Is that 72nd, isn't it? Is that something? Yeah, that's 72nd.
48th, I would have thought.
I know, but look, he's got a Flory Models glow stamp. Flory. Tamiya paint.
All the way through.
Mate,
all the way through. All the way through.
I think that's 72nd scale, Ade. I don't think that's 48th, mate.
I think what you'll find is it's 2072 all the way through.
It is.
I don't know how big an A10 is. So.
Oh, it is 48th.
48th, all the way through. All the way through.
Yeah. An A10's a sizable aircraft.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was. I thought it was 72, mate. Because I thought it would be bigger than that. 48th, and yes, Flory.
48. Flory's a dick. Yeah.
Right.
All the way
on.
through.
We've got one from Pete here. Pete said he's bought a pull down, white pull down blind and fitted it above my workbench.
Brilliant.
It makes a great instant photography backdrop.
Absolutely.
That is quite true. I think you've got one of them, Mark, haven't you?
That's what we've got, yeah.
Cheap, quick, and uses
no space.
No space.
Yes, mate.
Hold on. We got one from Mitch.
Yeah.
Beautiful, Ade. There you go. I commented on
much,
the bright yellow last vlog. Did the Germans cover them up on the ground with camo?
When they, actually, all being serious, you look at a lot of photographs of Messerschmitts on the ground, and they're all under camo nets.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I was going to say. I think it's only was it aerial recognition, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Right. I've got to just interrupt here. Right. Look at the goddamn workmanship in that pre-shading from Ade.
Yeah.
That's why I love MRP.
Yeah.
And that's what it allows you to do.
The pattern on that. Now, this is the part, Ade, where you come clean, right? And you tell everybody that you stretched a pair of your tights over the wing. Right?
I couldn't because I was wearing me fishnets that day.
Or were you trying to make a new colour scheme of tartan?
Yeah, well.
Yeah, man.
That's the cockpit.
Have we got some aftermarket in here, kiddo?
Yeah, that's I can't remember what this begins with a K. Keita or something. Keita kit. It's the only one that they did.
Keita?
I can't remember what. Hang on a minute.
Is it Kit's World? It's not Kit's World, is it?
No, it's not. It's I can't. It begins with a K. I can't remember the name of it, but Quinta didn't do one for this kit.
Right. Okay.
Dave's coming with going to have to try MRP instead of Tamiya. You won't be sorry, Dave.
Most definitely not.
No, I put a lot of work into that.
It's brilliant, mate. It's absolutely superb. The only thing that you've got to remember with that MRP, mate, is when you get that, turn that pressure down. I put a picture on of my gauge. It was running at 2 psi, and it was still coming out absolutely flawlessly. Flawless.
Mitch, that one's for you, Ade, I think. Goddamn shading technique. Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, it's I find, especially when because I like to black base. Ever since I've started with MRP, I like to black base my instead of post shading, and I find it so therapeutic. It's just unbelievable. I'm lost. I'm lost in my own little world when I'm doing that.
Yeah, man.
How many times do Sorry, James.
No, you're all right. Todd's come back with, I'm currently working on the Trumpeter 132nd BF 109 E4 Tropical.
Oh, nice. Nice.
I'm sort of like edging towards the E7, which is I'm going back now to the old Matchbox kit I built. When I was a nipper. I think that was an E4, but it's the camo scheme that I like as well. The blue under, blue side, tan on top, brown spot, and then mottled all the way down through the fuselage.
Yeah.
But yeah,
what were you going to say, Andy?
Go on.
What I want to say there. What I want to say there. What I'm going to say there is, Todd, I've scrolled to the top of the page there. If you're on Facebook, okay, SESKU Models Live is the page to look for. Put your join request in. I will see it. I will get on there. The reason that we have this particular page is for people who can't make club. Club page is for people who come and put a bum on a seat and pay me rent. SESKU Models Live is for people who come and sit on the chat like this, but would like to say, I want to show what I've been doing. That's the Facebook page. Join it, get your pictures on, and we'll share them across the streams like we do. Okay? SESKU Models Live. You get the mentions on. All right.
Pete, Sorry, Mark.
Go on.
Sorry, mate.
Go on.
Pete, check out the Wingsy kits. 148th, 109 kits, amazing. Yeah, 148th is all right if you like 148th. We're sort of 132nd. It's a little bit.
What was Andy going to say?
Andy, go on, Andy.
Yeah, just talking about your black basing technique and your mottling with all your panel lines there. How many times do you start a job like that at, say, maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock at night? Next thing you know, it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, man.
Oh, every time, mate. I'm a night owl, so I'm doing that middle of the night.
Yeah.
He's late to the game, but it's always nice to have him on board.
Here he is, the man himself.
There he is. Hey, Paul.
There he is.
There on, Paul.
All right. Hello, YouTube land.
Ade, that's one of your favourite pictures, that, isn't it? That's on screen at the moment.
Oh, I love this. I do. That's airbrushing porn. That is.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
So we're
superb.
talking about obviously pre-shading. This is the salting, a little bit of the salting technique. Andy Taylor, you've seen this firsthand today.
Yep. Including the real aircraft.
And you mentioned it needs to be a bit lighter, and I get that, but I showed you it after we'd had an hour on the MRP so that you could appreciate this a whole lot more.
Yeah.
Did it work?
Yeah.
I'd say so.
It looks good. How did you do the salting technique, Mark?
Evening, Dave.
How did I
Yeah,
do
that's
this?
what I was
Right,
going to say.
yeah,
That's one for Paul. That's one for Paul there. Mark, how did you do the salting technique for people that don't know how to do it?
Right. So if you're on that SESKU Models Live page, lower down you'll see the different. See if you can. Oh, I'll do it. You'll see the different things. Once I'd put a top coat on, I glossed it with. It's an Alclad. Where's my camera? It's an Alclad 2.
Yeah.
Okay, glossed it with that. Let that go off, but not rock hard. Literally. So I've sprayed it, and while it and I've put the model down in front of me. While I've put the model down in front of me, hang on a minute. While I've put the model down in front of me, I've gone and I've actually just used good old cooking salt to get that effect. Let me just put that picture on for you. To get that particular effect, I've poured grains of salt in my left hand because I'm right-handed. So I've poured grains of salt in my left hand and I've literally just pinched it like this and just gone like that. Okay. And I've let that set in the gloss. I've let that set in the gloss again for another sort of 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And then I've airbrushed it off. I've blown it off. And I had to do it twice to get that. So I can just show you. I had to do it twice. It's patchy in places, which is what I wanted. You can see it across the leading edge there. Not so much down here, but I kept it sparse down this side. Well, I tried to keep it sparse across this back because I'm going to do another weathering technique across there. And again, you can see the grains, or you should be able to see it where it's been sat in the gloss.
I'd say that's my favourite picture, Mac, because that's very typical of the corrosion or sea salt weathering on the actual aircraft when they come back from cruise, or when they used to come
and
back.
You know, mate, because you are Mr. Tomcat. And again, it was just literally just just sprayed, just picked it up and just went like that and just, you know, tried not to concentrate it too much in one area. I didn't want clumps of the stuff. Am I a pro at that? No. Have I done it before? No. Was that my first time then? Yeah. Happy with it? Yeah, over the moon. Absolutely over the moon. End of the day, if you don't have a go, how the fucking hell do you know what to do and what not to do?
Yeah.
You don't care.
Yeah.
Did you find
Exactly.
did you find it a tedious process doing that technique, Mark?
No, because to me, mate, modelling's modelling. And as long as I've got my ass in this chair, I do not care what I'm doing modelling.
Yeah.
Fair
Right,
enough.
Todd's come in. I believe Paul will love this. 132nd master race.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, there you go. I knew he would.
137 master race.
Yeah, all aircraft, 37.
All right, okay, yeah.
And Mitch is coming with neat salt trick. Might work on rust effect. Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah,
I've
it
seen
does,
it on YouTube land. I have seen it on YouTube land. Done a little bit different from what Mark's done, but they put a little bit of water down and then put rock salt down, I believe.
I
Yeah.
use it. I use the salt effect when I'm doing like a corrugated roof on some dioramas. So I'll put like a salt effect on it. Look, works really well with rusty roofs and stuff.
There you go. That is brilliant. Does the salt not stick and make it like sandpaper?
Yes, of course it does. Yes, absolutely. This is what I'm saying. This is why I'm saying I'm not a professional at it. Listen, when I were doing it, right, I was literally sat here shitting myself thinking, if this does not work, I have bollocksed up about 28 hours intense paint work. However, sometimes you just have to roll with the punches and have a go. And I obviously, I didn't just start throwing salt all over the Tomcat. I did the wing first because I'm not fucking mental, right? So I just did wing first. But leave that. Let's just have a little go at that. Went in house, had a piss, put kettle on, came back. Yeah, spot on. Lovely. Carried on with the rest of it.
Yeah.
It did stick.
If you carry on with it as well and it does stick, you just dissolve it with water or
With water, yeah.
Yeah,
I was
mate.
going to say dissolve it with water.
Yeah. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. However, disclosure calling. If you bollocks your model up, then you start sending me emails and shit, you can get bollocks, right? Because I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just telling you that I did it. All right. Happy days. Andy, have you used that salting technique before?
I have not, but I've seen it done many times. It's something that I do want to try at some point, but just never got around to trying it.
I must say, sorry, Paul, I've made you big. I must say, you're actually supposed to use. Where's James on me editing tonight? You're supposed to use one of those salt grinders, aren't you, James?
Yeah. I've got one in there. I've yet to do it, but yeah, I'm sort of like I'm a bit like you. I'm sort of like shallow shan't I? No, I think I'll give it a miss this time. But I will try it.
I'll give you a confession. I went in house because I knew I was going to do it, right? And I've got a co-op at end of my street. And I went in house and I thought, I'm sure we've got a salt grinder. I'm sure. And I'm sort of walking down garden thinking, I'm sure we've got a salt grinder. I checked every cupboard and we haven't got a salt grinder. I must have thrown it away. So I knew that we'd got that tub of sort of like table salt. And I thought, that's my get out of jail card. However, it's not going to be like crunchy like the rock salt shit, is it?
No. But then you're probably after a finer finish on there rather than. I mean, I would use the grinder on armor.
I'm not going to lie to you, right? And you can take the piss all you want. The table salt was not my one of choice because then after I found we haven't got a table salt grinding thing, I went into the herbs and spices cupboard, right? And I pulled the tray out, and I'm not kidding. I'm lifting them up. I'm going, turmeric. That's a bit powdery. No, right. Oregano. That's no, I can't use that. Dried parsley. I wonder if I can get away with using that. And I literally went through all our lasses, herbs, and fucking spices. I'm thinking.
I'll give you a tip here now. I'll give you a tip here now, Mark. Regards to spices, if you use like spice, some of the spices, they release the colour from the spice into the paint.
Oh,
Good point.
Been there, made that mistake.
All right.
Back in a moment, chaps.
Go on, and is he going? You're not going, are you?
No, I'm staying. I'm just putting the light on.
He's going. Right. It's
Right.
all right.
We got two new comments. One from Pete, beautiful salt technique. I'm sure Mark will like that. And the other is table salt the bottle shaker top work. Yeah. I know Aldi do they do a salt grinder, a little one, salt grinder. I got a couple of
They
them.
do, mate.
Yeah, and they're
You're quite right.
cheap.
The thing is, when I was salting it was like 11 o'clock at night or something.
Yeah, and Aldi's is close. For next time, mate.
Did you see me for next time? Absolutely. So I've been on a diet all week. And then managed to introduce some meat back into my diet on Friday.
Now, a turd burger.
What? So with it? What?
Terrible.
What?
You
Terrible.
get a strike
Yeah.
for that, mate. You will get a strike for
I
that.
know, mate. You know, yeah, probably.
But at least I won't feel hungry before I go to bed tonight.
Yeah, poor old
Happy
Ade
days,
normally goes
happy
to bed hungry, doesn't he? Paul's always showing us what he's had today.
Not tonight.
Flicking through SESKU Facebook page then, so this is the club page. I've actually, like I said earlier on in the stream, I have been putting some VE Day stuff up, and I said I'd do that for 5 days. So I've changed that to just to that, really, Andy. I've put your little piece of work there as the banner.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. That's all right, mate. So let's have a look at what the lads have been doing then. Here's my dedication to one paint manufacturer that wavers as much as the scale and the type of models I build. What's he on about now, our rad? Tamiya there, look, Tamiya. There you go, Tamiya.
Oh, he's got a pot of Revel paint there as well. That's horrible stuff.
Yeah, but look how big that is. Look at the bottle of Tamiya paint.
Yeah,
and then look how big that is. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Martin builds small. What was that? Graham, nice to see everybody at the club today, even though the visit was a short one, of course. We've seen that picture. That's my diet. There's not a lot of activity on SESKU page this week. These are all the banners that I changed up to our Genie's ambulance and all sorts of stuff. This is what I wanted to talk about with the man himself, Paul.
Yellow. Yes, that is mine.
It's not yellow.
What is it?
It's right field models. It tells you there, mate.
It tells you there, mate.
It's right field models.
What it says on the tin.
Yeah, it's right field models 35 scale target. Early.
Yeah.
Really
enjoy it.
What, sorry?
Did you enjoy it? Was it all right?
It's a fantastic kit, as pretty much all Rifefields are. But to be honest with you, no, I didn't really enjoy it because it absolutely flummoxed me. I didn't really know what I was doing with it because I also knew when I started, I just wasn't a great target. I wanted to do a great target.
Yeah.
So I didn't really do much research into the kit. And then when I did get the kit, there's that much stuff in the box I couldn't really decide what to do. And it just flummoxed me. So it just sapped me mojo a little bit. But in the end, it came good, like I say.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah, I was happy at the end of the day. It worked out fine. But as I say, mid-build, it just flummoxed me with what am I doing? There's all sorts of different air filters for it, and this, that, and the other. And I was like, oh my God. Like, originally, the box art it was depicting, it didn't have the side skirts on it. It was actually a real tank. The story behind it was it got trapped on a riverbank. The crew abandoned it, and the Russians recovered it and evaluated it. There's actually a photograph of the box art. Box art itself is actually a real photograph with like Russian generals mooching about around it and stuff.
Yeah.
That was what that's what the kit was in the box. I just changed it.
Well, it's a very nice piece, mate, and
yeah, it is absolutely belting build.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, spot on, absolutely spot on, Cocker. And that, yeah, it's been really cool. Oh, that's the. I said so. The post office. Look, I've been in touch with post office. The post office have started to sell Warhammer stuff. So I put on. Let me just see if I can make that bigger. See if you can see that. So this is the South Emsall post office, and SE, don't forget, is in SESKU, and I commented on. Yeah, buy it there and then come and build and paint it at SESKU and Emsall Community Scale Model Club, Upton Village Hall. 1st and 3rd Saturday of the month. Find us on Google. Find us on Google. Yeah, that's what we like. And that is back down to the very last meeting. So I can scroll up that. I can come back to us while we are chatting on here and make us into a fivesome. Andy Taylor, you're leaving us soon, aren't you? You're going to another new place in the world.
I am indeed, yeah. I've just accepted a job on the Isle of Wight. So at some point, probably in the coming month, I'll be heading on down there. I'd like not to say I'm leaving. As far as the club goes, at some point, I'd like to come back up. Probably just book a Friday off work or something and just come on up, you know. So my first time's not my last time, I hope.
Good stuff.
Again, it'd be nice to get you up there, Andy.
Say again, Paul?
It'd be nice to get you up there for presentation, Andy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that would be good.
Yeah, November. Is it November the 5th, isn't it? Is it November the 5th? 1st?
Yeah, that's bonfire night, Cocker.
November the 5th.
Yes. Mitchell, table so out of bottle shakers top work. Yes. What I will say to that is because obviously I've explained how I did it. The best thing to do is not listen to me because I'm rubbish. YouTube it. YouTube it. Right? Seriously, YouTube it. Type in salt weathering technique modeling or something like that. Don't do what I've done. That's bloody rubbish.
Can I just say as well, like somebody mentioned about rust earlier, I've seen people use actual real rust and rust effect, like like you get a chunk of metal in your back garden, like a chunk of garden bench or something.
Yes.
Whack a chunk of rust.
I've got a pot of rust somewhere.
Stick it in a mortar and pestle, grind it where you got instant pure rust.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate. Okie dokie. So, do you know what? We've had a right old chat tonight. I've loved it tonight.
Yeah.
I have loved it tonight. Ade, what are you working on?
Saab B29 Lanson.
All right. Manufacturer, mate?
It's a Hobby Boss kit.
Any good? Oh, yeah. Do you know what?
It's part of my ongoing project of doing all the Swedish aircraft. Jet
that ever
aircraft.
existed.
I've got another.
Yes.
I think I've got. Yeah. Basically, once I've got 3 more to do, which I've got in my stash, and then I'm going to move on to the my next project. As you all know, I bought. I'm going to move on to a bit of Swedish armour.
Yes, mate. Excited. Health.
So,
are we good? Are we healthy? Are we okay? Are we getting?
Change it up a bit?
Are we steadying out on the health? We're good.
Yeah, it's all, I'm going in the right direction, losing a little bit more weight. As you know, still got a catheter in, which is brilliant because I can get a fucking decent night's sleep.
Happy days, mate.
And as of yesterday, I'm officially retired.
Oh,
Nicely done.
happy days.
Well, medically retired, if you know what I mean. So it's not of my own choice, but medically retired. I'm okay about it. I've been, like I say, I haven't worked for the last 12 months because of health issues, but I'm good. I'm good, mate. It's this hobby is keeping me alive.
Good stuff. We're keeping you alive. Apart from this one.
Yeah. Well, one more comment. You bastards are keeping me on my toes.
I'm not allowed to travel to Sweden.
No, you can stay away. don't want this at my front door.
No.
James, what we're building?
I'm going to be posh now. Hang on.
Posh.
Yeah, I'm going to be posh. Hang on.
Hang on a minute. I'll take my hands off steering wheel. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, just hold on there, mate, for a minute.
Right, go on, then. I've got my hands off.
There
Look
you
at
go.
that.
Oh, yes, he managed it.
I got it. This is the E100. Hold on, I've got it. Yeah, there you go. Nope.
Are you trying to juggle so many things at once, knobhead?
Yeah, I am, mate. I am. Yeah, lovely kit. Hang on, I've got to mirror this one. Have it. So it's the other way. That's it. So that's the way I've got it on the bench. Yeah, E100. Absolutely beautiful kit. It's gone together really, really well. It's amusing hobby kit, and I have my tracks there which I'm working on.
Nice.
So yeah, it's almost there. I've got a few bits and bobs there. I've got two armor shields there, and I've actually done a figure, which is, I don't think. Oh, there you go.
I'm back in. You can have it.
That's not bad, is it?
No, that's good.
I'm quite happy with that. But yeah, I've got obviously the Pumas up there, which I'm sort of like still working on, and the 251's taking a back seat as well, but that's almost done.
Yeah.
James, can I just make a comment?
Yeah, go on.
Just be careful when you're wafting around with your camera, because we'll be able to see your search history and that you've been on Pornhub all bloody day. So.
What? On that one?
There we go.
Yeah.
No, that's hang on a minute. I'll move that one across to there. That's my
I tell you what,
favorite aircraft.
Hey, James.
Yeah.
I was just down at Campbell the other week for a anti-debt run with the Buccaneers down there.
Oh, mate. Oh,
My father was
memories.
X-12 squadron.
Oh, you're back with us? Are you back with us? Have you finished with your fucking roaming reporting style and taking over the stream?
No, mate, no. I can do that. I can boot you off if you carry on. So.
See, I told you shouldn't have given him the power.
I know. I said yes. I know.
No, I think that one's for you, Ade.
Yeah, man. Right. So, Paul's on. What you doing, Paul? What? Because even though you were late to the stream, why were you late?
I was out on my bike.
I said he was out on his bike. I said it.
Yeah, don't blame him.
Out on my bike, lad.
Fair
So
play.
I am on with.
Don't laugh, you know, we'll done it.
I'm on with Rebel, 2nd scale, 109, measure split 109 G6. I'm doing the nearly version. It's not too bad. It's got some. It's not fit issues. It's just weird the way they've decided to engineer it, but it's not too bad. I mean, what the hell that was all about, I don't know. There's a big one in there. So you get like a wing spar. You glue wing spar. You glue 2 sections under. What you do? Oh yeah, wing spar glued to the cockpit. That goes in the fuselage, and this section goes on top on both sides. Then you put a bottom on and a bottom on, and then you do outside top and outside top. It's just a bit weird. It's
right.
All right, all the dihedral and everything. So it's just a bit weird the way it went together. Not very conventional.
It's all right though.
Yeah, it's nice. Been to studio in it.
You are obviously taking full advantage of this hot weather with that gorgeous motorbike of yours.
I am, mate. Yeah, loving it. I'm out to I'm actually going to a fishery tomorrow, Mark.
Oh, nice one. Happy days.
Up towards Preston, but we've got a food shack up there, and the food looks absolutely amazing, and it's a big place. And the ride up there looks really good as well.
You can't mention food.
No.
Oh, yes. I've got asked.
I know. Mate, I could absolutely murder slice of toast. Anyway, that's by the by. So nice one. Andy, obviously you're not building anything at the moment because all your stuff's in a big storage unit, isn't it, downstairs?
I'm building a suntan though. Always nice weather we've got up here at the minute.
Cool beans, mate.
But that's about it. Yeah,
you'll get there. You'll be
all my stuff is in storage at the minute. It has officially arrived in the country, but I can't get to it. Once I get down to the Isle of Wight, I'll establish something or other.
Plenty of time, kid. Have you enjoyed today? Have you been all right with it? Oh,
totally. Yeah, it was great from the minute I arrived to the minute I left, and had a good old conversation, and it was good, really good.
James, you're not? Look at this, James.
Hang on. No, I haven't nodded off, mate. It's my job to do that, not yours. All right, you carry on and do the rest of it. I'll do the comments. All right.
Well, you do. You don't. You need the ding.
No, I'm not doing the ping, mate. It's crystal fucking glass I'm using.
Oh, handbags.
It's crystal glass with me bloody Swan Mortem.
When I was talking to Andy down at club, me and Andy stayed over.
Yeah, I can do the ding.
Happy days, James.
Yeah, go, Paul. That's one for you. Paul, how did you do the mud on the tank wheels and tracks?
It's basically this sort of material, this sort of stuff. It's like a paste. You basically just brush it on, and you can move it about, manipulate it. There's pigments gone on it as well, and
I was going to say I did the same with mine. I used pigments and washes.
And there's a
Hang on,
there's a
hang on,
similar
hang
thing.
on.
I think
Hang on,
I think
hang
that's the
on,
bit-
hang on. Hang on, I said hang on. Right, go
Oh.
on, try again.
so you got this sort of stuff. It's like paste. James, you'll know this sort of stuff.
Yeah. The
Obviously,
mud
you basically just brush it on and you can move it about a bit, thin it out, and then you got like a similar thing, but it's thinner. So you can obviously you can splash it on like splash it all over.
Whoa. What? Have a minute here. Have a minute. What were you all doing with your fingers then?
He's after big splatters.
Yeah, obviously you do that, don't you, with a cocktail stick or something.
Cocktail stick, yeah, that's right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I've got to do.
And then obviously you got like your powders, your pigments. But I find that if you gloss coat a piece of armour, then do like your wet gunny stuff, like your pin washers and your stuff like that, and then when you flat coat it, use your pigment. The pigment will get to it, and it's like a bit of a texture to it.
Yeah, I use the same sort of idea. I've got North Africa dust.
Yeah.
And I used I haven't got it here. Well, I'll tell you what I did do. I used North Africa dust along with white spirit. Mixed it up in one of those. Hang on. If I can grab hold of it. Mixed it up in one of those.
White spirit is basically pigment fixer.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, white spirit and enamel thinners.
Just dab it on the wheels. It's just dabbed on. I'll leave that now. Leave it as it is. Then obviously varnish it, and then work from there. Add a little bit of pin wash to it afterwards. I've got streaky grime up there somewhere. I've got me little rust colors as well. So like Paul, I mean, armor building's ideal. It's ideal for those types of washes. I mean, you get. Plain building is oils, I think.
Yeah, man.
I'm not going to say what wash I used on the Phantom, but
it begins with F. Yeah, I thought so. But what you can actually do if you want to save money, especially for armor and dioramas and stuff, you can go out in the garden and get some dried dirt, and mix it with clear PVA.
Yeah.
And make your own like a watered down PVA. It's just as good as the pigment stuff.
Yeah, I've tarmacked over my fucking garden, mate. So I've got no mud.
Go to your next door neighbour then.
No, I don't bother with things like that, mate. You don't bother with things like that, eh? You might, I don't.
Pastel chalks as well, or whatever they call them.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Definitely.
Yeah. I got pastels and graphite pencils. Graphite pencils are brilliant for tracks because they just if you just skim it over the top of the cleats, it just makes them all shiny, So
yeah.
HB pencils almost as good, James. Well, probably just
mate. I'm HB pencil.
Yeah. Is that a carpenter's pencil I see in there then?
No, that's not. No, that's just a normal drawing pencil, that is. But I've got me little dusty brush on the end.
No.
Wow.
Is that for showing, polishing up your?
No. Oh no.
There you go. Ade, any brand of garden dirt.
Yeah, definitely. Any brand would do.
Brilliant,
Swedish, American, Canadian, from whatever you want.
No, careful with the American ones because they might put a tariff on it.
They probably will.
Right.
I fucking love that.
60% tax.
I had to time travel to get marks. It's from 1947, 42, 40, 39.
I love it.
Yeah, they do AK do a lovely range of washes as well, along with pigments.
Yeah, I think everybody, pretty much all the major manufacturers do.
Yeah,
I've seen people using Mr. Hobbies, some of Mr. Hobbies weathering products, and they look really, really effective, really good, and really easy to use. Which is the biggest thing for me, I think.
yeah.
You literally just put
I
it
think
on,
if you
add water, and
use
just
it
swap
enough,
it
you feel
around.
confident with it, don't you?
You're James.
Yeah, I mean,
said
there's
if you use
a
it
technique
enough,
to every.
if you use it enough, you grow confident with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, excited.
It's the same with paint. If you know whatever paint you get used to, you use. It's the same with weathering products. Once you get used to a product, you just use that.
Do you know what? I think obviously we've had a couple of the guys on tonight that have said MRP and blah blah blah, and it was a big part of our topic. Obviously because Andy's used some today. I am gonna do. I'm going to test. I'm going to paint that test mule again, Andy, in black.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I've got me setting camera here. I'm going to shoot some video of the MRP.
That's a good idea.
Not because I need to, but just so that the guys who are saying, "Oh, SMS and Tamiya," and I might even do some SMS, some MRP, and some Tamiya and Tamiya lacquer. I would have done some Vallejo, but I ain't got any Vallejo thinner. Paul, we've been talking about you earlier on, saying how much you just get on with Vallejo paint, mate. You love it.
Yeah, I've got on with it since day one. The first paint I went to, obviously, I buy them. I think it was because you could get them in the sets. Obviously, I haven't got the original boxes, like, but obviously, I've got Luftwaffe early there, and like Luftwaffe late. You know, it's what I've seen it. I thought, oh, that looks handy. I'll try some of that. And it worked a treat, and I've never had any problems with it. The only time I've ever had a problem was with Vallejo's primer.
Yes.
That might be an age thing, because I got on with it great, and then all of a sudden it didn't. But that was Vallejo's primer. But yeah, Vallejo's paints, I've never had any problems with it at all. It's brilliant. Love it.
What I'll have to do is I will have to.
The colours look really authentic as well.
As what?
The colours look really authentic.
Yeah, you like it all, don't you?
Hey, Mark.
Yo.
If your microphone on whatever camera you're using is sensitive enough, when you spray the SMS and then spray the MRP,
yeah,
you know, if you rub over it, hopefully if your mic will pick it up.
Got you. I know where you're going with that.
You know, you hear the difference in the texture of it.
You can, mate. My microphone, I've just swapped my camera. Well, actually, what I've got hanging off my microphone at the minute, you'll probably not be able to see this is my hook lens that I've been tying for my next carp fishing session, which might be, well, it'll be next week. But yes, I think obviously I showed, I'm not sure if you'd be able to pick it up, but listen. Is it loud?
It's not picking up.
It's not picking it up. It might be on. Might be. Listen.
No.
That what? No.
It's not really picking it up. I can hear that.
Well, you can hear that, yeah.
That's SMS.
Yeah.
That's SMS. It is different. That's rough.
It's noticeably different.
Yeah, it's. I mean, look, at the end of the day, that's why we have glosses. But what I will do is I will set my camera up. I will get that mule on the go. I'll use some MRP, some SMS, and I've loads of Tamiya, and I'll do a little video. Okay.
Paints are that subjective. You know, everybody's got their own favourite stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like petrol and diesel. You know, you put petrol in a petrol car and diesel in a diesel car. Both get to the same place at the same time or whatever.
Mm.
Yeah.
So they're the same place.
Here's one for you, Paul. I love my Vallejo aircraft paint sets. The only issue is gloss clear coat feels easy.
What gloss are you using?
This for Todd.
5 hours is not what gloss are you using? Never had clear coat feeling.
Yeah, just waiting for him to come
I've
back.
always used that Alclad what Mark showed before as my gloss coat.
Yeah,
but that's apparently discontinued now.
It has.
And apparently this is the same recipe apparently. That's my gloss coat at the moment.
All right.
I'm all me.
I use Fred Foot stuff, which is from Morris United.
Yeah, but that's exactly, you know, people are saying like, oh, it's this, that, and that. You know, I tell you what, I don't know why, but I actually used. Well, I think I used actually Tamiya's clear coat in the cockpit of that, and it was actually all right.
Yeah. Todd, can you come back to us? Todd, can you come back to us and just answer which gloss clear coat you use?
I'm just going to make myself big because obviously I've just banged on for the last 2 hours and minute about.
Oh, there you go. Hang on, Mark.
MRP pint, but I'm going to show you this because I've actually got. So if you can remember the Zundap bike that I built and painted,
You've gone off, mate.
Oh, hang on. If you can you hear me? If you can remember the Zundap bike that I did, and I've got the BMW, but it's in. I'm actually going to use that. If you can see that, is it back to front?
Yeah.
Is it back to front?
No, it's fine. That's on there.
That looks back to front.
Yeah, it probably is on your screen, mate. It's not on ours.
Is it not on yours?
It's the correct way on here.
Yeah, that's right on here.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. Vallejo acrylic clear varnish is what Todd uses.
Yeah, I've never used that. I've never experienced it.
BMS clear coats are amazing. Definitely recommended. Yeah, I've got a BMS up there somewhere. Todd, again, Vallejo satin and matte work amazing, but gloss peels if you even rub it with a cotton bud.
Yeah.
What's the new one? There's a new one that's just come out as well. Oh yeah, these Lucky Varnish. This is meant to be really good. The Lucky Varnish.
Yeah, I've got some of that. I'll use that.
Yeah, that's meant to be really good. I haven't used it just yet.
It goes down milky. It's like milk when you pour it into the cup.
Right. Yeah, but I was going to say it'll dry lovely though, isn't it? It's very thin though, isn't it? You have to put it.
Yeah, it does dry. It dries really nice.
You have to mist it.
Yeah, you have to mist it because it's really milky.
Paul, what gloss varnish do you use, mate?
Is that I'm Omega stand?
Yeah, oh, right. Which one did you use beforehand?
When I got this, I was under the impression that it is Alclad.
Yeah. Which one did you use before?
Alclad.
It's Alclad.
I've only ever used Alclad because Mark put me onto it. Mark said that Alclad 2, whatever it's called. But obviously that's out of production now.
Yeah.
And like I said, when it was like, oh, I need varnish, what am I getting? I was informed, and I'm not really sure how. Like people were saying, like, oh, it's Alclad.
Yeah, Mark's got the Lucky there. Look.
No, I've never had any problems with the coat. That's the go-to flat coat.
Yeah.
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 That is just literally like what do we call it? PVA.
What?
PVA.
It's literally like
Oh, that's
PVA.
the original. That's the original Vallejo, that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
original.
Yeah, I was going to
But
say that's
like,
what
that's
I'm not putting
gonna
you
last
use,
me forever. That.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's
But
yeah.
that's my go-to Mac coat.
Yeah, it looks like, is it milk and magnesia?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's ink in it.
What's that? What chamomile lotion? I don't know whether to
Chamomile,
spray it
yeah.
at my airbrush or put it on my arms.
It's like PVA in it.
Testers paint. I think Zach from ZTE works over in Texas. He uses testers a lot on his videos. If you've not seen any of his work, ZTE works. Let me just turn that way. ZTE works. Go and find Zach on YouTube. He's funny as out is that lad. Proper. Let's have a look. 2 minutes. 2 hours. 2 hours 6. I think we're just about done. We're gonna put me and Paul. No, me and Andy. This is more for James and Paul. Not that it's not for you, Ade. But you know, seeing as though you live that far away, we're looking at getting together, lads, later on in the year, aren't we?
Yeah.
Would be
You
nice.
mentioned something about that, yeah.
Would be cool.
Ade, obviously because we're a community group, the offer is extended to yourself. Absolutely, mate.
Thank you very much.
But you've got to come.
I will do my damnedest to get my fat ass over there one day, but you know, it's all down to health and expenses.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Either that or we all fly over to AIDS.
Shut your mouth. Yeah, James is paying. James is paying.
I was hoping Andy was going to pay.
James, I'll talk to you later.
But just don't let him bring that bloody scythe. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I don't know, mate.
Yeah, I'm buying it. I'm buying it. We're going to knock on your door and I'm going to just stand there.
Right, okay, come on. Andy, have you enjoyed yourself, mate?
I have indeed. Yeah, I have indeed.
We're going to say goodbye. Stay where you are. Don't actually leave. I'm going to take you off stream because this is how I do it. But stay where you are, and I'll be back in a second. Cheers to Andy for popping down to the club today. Where's my bloody camera? For popping down to the club today. It's been absolutely spot on. I'm going to put you there. Look, and loved every minute. Ade.
Pleasure as always.
Cheers, Cocker. Thank you very much. Stay where you are, love. I'll be back in a second. Paulio, late to the show, but thank you for coming on.
As I say, out on the bike. Fantastic.
Love it, mate. Got to do it. Stay where you are. Jim.
Get on, mate.
Cheers,
good night, all, and thank you from Mitch. Pleasure, Mitch.
Hope you've enjoyed it. It is nice to chat with these lads.
Hold on, mate. The last one's from Dave. Great show, guys. Good night, all. Dave, pleasure, mate.
Cheers.
As always.
Stay there, Jim. I'll be back in a minute. My camera's I've actually got my phone on as my camera, so it's really weird angle. What a great show tonight! I'll look down here. What a great show tonight! We've wanted Andy down at Club for such a long time. Moving from New Zealand back to the UK, north, like an hour and a half north of Durham, where my daughter's at, and then saying, oh, you know, I've got a job market on Isle of Wight. I'm thinking, Jesus Christ above. So now he's all the way down south, and over water, and then on an island. And he messaged me the other day. He says, I have got to come to club before I start my new job. And he's been down today, and it's been brilliant having him. Do you know what? He fits in like hand in glove. And I'm not kidding. I didn't need to go, oh, Andy, mate, I'll be here in a second. He literally just glided in, made himself feel at home, and went round all the club. And it's fantastic to see. Paul and James have done it. Andy's done it. I know that my guys up in Scotland want to do it. I know Dave wants to do it. It is a nice club. It's a lovely place. We have a butty and loads of cups of teas. And Jean brings the donuts and the buns in, can't you tell? Because it's just not falling off. And we have a great time. We have a great time. As far as what I'm doing then, so the Tomcat for Dave House, that's still on the go. I'm going to use my camera here and paint that test mule. I am on earlys next week, 6-2s, so I'll be back home in the afternoon and I'll be able to crack that on. I will put a video out, not for to teach anybody how to suck eggs, but to literally say, look, this is what I was talking about last week with the boys. Okay, so that's what I'll do. Thanks to everybody that has stayed on so long, and for everybody who's participated. Without you guys, we haven't got a show. We should be back in a couple of weeks' time, depending on what shift I'm on. But that'll do for now. I'm going to go backstage and chat with the lads again for another 10 minutes before I go and have a cup of tea. Stay safe, take care. See you next time.